We've all seen them, plastic surgery nightmares, faces that have been stretched just a little too tight, lips that have been plumped past the point of no return. Well, here at the Injectability Clinic in Torrance, the goal is to make you look like yourself, only better.
Nobody comes to my office and says, I want to look like, the Beverly Hills Housewives. I think every single person does come in and say, I don't want to look like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
What today's patients do want is to look uplifted and refreshed without going under the knife.
They always want to know what the non-surgical interventions that you can make.
The non-surgical option she's found most successful, Nurse Leslie Fletcher's now patented injection technique, the ArqueDerma Artistic Restoration Lift.
I was inspired just out of necessity to be able to deliver what they were really asking for, which was more of a lift than anything. The ArqueDerma Artistic Restoration Lift is really about natural results. It's putting things back in a place where they used to be, putting them back to where they were.
Fletcher's inspiration for the technique came from an unlikely place, the 405 freeway.
There was a wall, a retaining wall that was actually propped up by perpendicular beams. And I thought, if that can hold, those like 4 beams can hold up that whole wall, why can't I do the same thing in the face? Why can't I hold up this wall with some structural beams going perpendicular to it?
It worked, and soon her technique was making headlines. ArqueDerma uses traditional dermal fillers like Juvederm, Restylane, and Perlane, but in a whole new way.
Rather than pools of filler, it creates columns. And that column helps lift the skin and redirect it in a more youthful position. There are a lot of patients that come in and they don't want surgery, at least at this time. They want a quick recovery, they want good results, they want long-lasting results, but they don't want the recovery, they don't want the anesthesia and the surgery involved. And so this technique offers them an option to be able to have a lot of improvement without having to go under a big surgery.
Board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Newman says the ArqueDerma technique is even recommended for patients who have had a facelift to give them a more natural appearance.
I think everybody can be a candidate, and certainly going to somebody that's trained can help identify the areas that can be treated and improved artistically. Specifically, you might say maybe around the mouth, the jowls, the marionette lines, the nasolabial folds, etc. Can kind of give additional improvement to those areas without looking fake.
Dr. Newman says the arcing of the needle also creates something known as neocollagenesis.
It disrupts the collagen fibers, oftentimes fibers that are damaged from years of aging or sun damage. And it causes the body to reabsorb those damaged fibers and replace them with new collagen fibers, oftentimes in a better, more structured order.
And that leads to longer lasting effects.
The results are lasting about 4 to 6 months longer than conventional methods, so a total roughly between 12 and 18 months.
Add to that the minimal downtime.
We use the term social downtime because there really is no downtime.
And the economic benefit of doing more with less filler.
So with that one syringe that you might be getting, you're going to get 40 to 50% farther.
Hi. And it's no wonder this patient was anxious to give it a try.
I was noticing every time I looked in the mirror that it was just sort of like little tiny fine lines here. And I didn't like the way this looked, the jowls hanging, and I just didn't like the way it looked.
Mindy tried a laser treatment, but
I never saw really any difference. And it was expensive and it burned.
After her first ArqueDerma treatment,
right away I felt different. I did have a little bruising, but I could see that it was working from the moment I went home.
Mindy has already recommended ArqueDerma to a friend, and now she's back a year later for another round.
And this time I'd really like a little more and have some of the crepey wrinkles to be completely gone and maybe lift up this area of my cheek.
We see in our before and after pictures tightening under the jawline, on the neck. I mean, it's all one piece. So if you're moving this comes as well. So it's a benefit.
I don't want to have big puffy lips or, look totally different from what I am, just better.
Her before and after pictures show it's mission accomplished. Bringing you the best of California, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.